Hello, hi, welcome to Success Academy. This is Babita. So, we are very happy to launch this new channel in YouTube, that is Success Academy. Through this channel, we are going to give coaching for that to free coaching for groups examination as well as NEET syllabus also. Along with that, you will get benefited by having the classes of general knowledge and current affairs. So, this opportunity you can utilize not only for groups aspirants but also who are preparing for the group 2, 3 and 4 and the Panchayati secretary and so on. So I hope you will utilize this opportunity. And if you like this channel, please subscribe this channel and share with your friends and relatives and help them in sharing the syllabus and subject. So here I am going to deal the subject Indian economy. So we know that economy has very importance in groups examination and also the other examinations. So, and some of the aspirants will feel that Indian economy is a very difficult one, but it is very easy when we understood the concepts. So, first we have to go through with the Indian economy. We know this is a coaching mainly focusing on Group 2 preparation. So, we'll deal all the topic syllabus of Group 2. Okay, Group 2 economy we are going to deal. And how to start the economy. First of all, we have to know that how the priority of economy in groups examination. So we know that we have three papers in Group 2. Okay, in paper 3 we have economics topics as two. That is, one is Indian economy and another one is AP economy. Altogether we are having for 150 marks. Okay, so Indian economy will be occupied 75 marks and AP economy will be for 75 marks. Together 150 marks we are going to write economy subject. So that first we have to start with Indian economy. So here we have all the basic concepts of Indian economy. Unless we understood these basic concepts, it is very difficult to go through with the AP economy. So here I am with the syllabus. So Indian economy we can see here as a six topics. Okay. So one by one we'll see the topics. First one is about planning in Indian economy and present states. So in this topic we learn about all the plannings, financial plannings about our country, means pre-independence to after independence. Okay, up to the Niti Ayog, emergence of Niti Ayog. So all the consequences about Indian economy, how the growth and development taken place through the financial plannings and all we have in this chapter. And second topic we have about Indian economic policies. So economic policies like agricultural policy and industrial policy, fiscal policy, like that, all the policies we learn in this topic. And the third one, availability of natural resources and development. So what are the natural resources and all available? That natural resources, how it is pushing up to develop the economy, like population, okay, and the growth of population and the resources, the density of population. These all we learn in this topic. And fourth one we have about money, banking and public finance. Here we learn about all the money matters and banking services. Okay, about Reserve Bank and how the budget, and also here we learn about this money matters and all. And fifth we learn about meaning and measurements of growth. So what is the growth? Okay, what is mean the growth in economy and what is the development? So what is the difference between the growth and development? Okay, that we learn here in this topic. And the last topic we have about the national income, how the nation's income will be calculated. Okay, in the form of national income, GDP and GDP and GVA, how it will be added. Okay, so these all we learn in the sixth topic. And also we learn here about AP economy. Once if we complete the knowing about all these concepts, okay, in a main concept as Indian economy, it will be easy for us to understand Andhra Pradesh economy. Okay, so we have to complete these basic concepts here, and we have to go with the data, latest data like economic surveys and budgets and all, and we have to go through with the current issues, okay, which is related to economy. What are the new policies of Reserve Bank and all? Okay, so this all we have to include and we have to go through that. So I am going to start the topic of agriculture. So once we complete agriculture part, it will be very easy to us to go through for further topics. So agriculture, importance of agriculture. So from the early period, okay, ancient period, So we know agriculture is having lot of importance, because if we don't know about any development, so we used to depend on agriculture only. That is the primary work. Okay, nearly 80 to 90% of the population of India used to depend on agriculture, which is primary source for the people that time. So pre-independence time, which is playing a crucial role, and even after independence time also, because India is as a most populated country. Okay, we have to make the grains into self-sufficient, and as well as we have to export to the other countries. And India is being India, we can say as India is successful in that by implementing the green revolution concept. Okay, if we observe the importance of agriculture, okay, post independence time, how was the situation of agriculture? Most of the people are rural people, that too they are depending on agriculture. Okay, and agriculture used to lead in the traditional way of agriculture only. Okay, and most of the people like farmers, okay, they became as landlords. Okay, under the Britishers rule, they encouraged a few systems like permanent settlement system and raitwari, and this jamindari system and mahalwari system and all. So through these all the systems, uh, they encouraged one status of population, means one stage of people to farm into a jamindars, like that, landlords like that. So these people, they used to exploit the farmers. Okay, so tenants were become more and more, and afterwards these tenants only became as agricultural laborers. Okay, so like that. So economy, in this economy, agriculture is going to play a vital role. Okay, which is giving priority by providing food grains. Okay, and getting the self sufficiency. So these all whole the process, if you observe, agriculture having a lot of importance. Okay, so what is the importance, we have to see one by one points. First point, if we see that, here we have about a GDP percentage. Okay, so what is the GDP percent? It is going to give a lot for the Indian economy. As Indian economy for national income, if we take, okay, from the earlier time, we used to get large amount of percentage. So in the years of 1950s to 51, if we see, okay, it is giving allotting for 55.4% to GDP. Okay, gross domestic product, but it is declined. Present situation, if we see, 18.5% only, that is. Okay, 18.5 means below 20%, which is giving to the Indian economy. Okay, but most of the people, okay, they are having their livelihood from agriculture only. Okay, but these 18.5%, the Indian economy which is giving, so these are from 70 to 80% of population. 70 to 80% of population is giving, so below 20% to Indian economy. Means in India, nearly 80% population is earning and giving, okay, to national income only 20%. Then remaining 80% who are giving, remaining here 20% of population. Okay, so you can see the disparities between rich and poor. Okay, so from the pre-independence, if we see, then what we achieved. Okay, the very big means big shots are becoming big and big. They're earning more and more money, and poverty is going on like that. But to get it balanced, okay, after independence time, so they are implemented the financial plans. Okay, so from these financial plans, they started implementing this development. So first 5 years plan only, they started giving priority for agriculture. Okay, and then if you see the third planning, when we come to 1966 to 69, so here we are in one crisis. We are in one crisis. So in that crisis, to meet the needs of all the populations, okay, the food needs and the basic needs and all, so implemented one new concept called green revolution. So through this green revolution, so they started implementing high yielding varieties. Okay, and where the areas with rich in water facilities, okay, they selected selectively, they started green revolution. Then they started implementation this green revolution in all the regions, but it is started with very few regions only, few places only. Okay, that's what again regional disparities we can see in our country. Okay, so here if we observe one by one point, so we can understand what is the priority and importance of agriculture. Okay, if we see few more points about importance of agriculture, here we have about it is the biggest unorganized sector in India. Okay, so most of the agriculture is, we can say, as we can consider that as an unorganized sector. It is not a organized sector, which means, okay, they won't have proper facilities of infrastructure, okay, like marketing and so anything, like they don't have any security of getting the salaries or income levels, okay, and banking, getting the loans and all, they won't depend on proper organized sectors of banking. So like that we can see this as a unorganized sector and biggest unorganized sector, and also it is a private sector. Agriculture is not managed, okay, by the governments, okay, it may be a central government and the state government. So this sector, land and then agriculture are in the list of states list. So states, according to their convenience, they are giving some allocations for agriculture, okay, but completely they are not taking about the complete careness about the farmers as well as the crops and all. Okay, some through some programs and all, we can see they are taking care of the agriculture sector, okay, which is a biggest private sector, okay. And though it is a private sector, okay, from the earlier time we can see it has its own importance, okay, though it is giving less priority, okay, but it is giving more income, okay, more income through the products as well as through the income levels also. If you see the exports, through the exports we are getting products. If we are exporting agricultural products, and nearly 14.7% of income which is coming from other sources, other countries we are getting, okay, foreign exchange we are getting. And for the raw materials, when we are exporting raw materials, so we are getting 19.34 percentage of income, okay. So totally we are getting through the exports nearly 34.7% of, okay, foreign money we are getting through this agricultural products and raw material, okay. This is also one more important. And one more thing we have to remember about it is a income tax free sector, okay. Income tax free means farmers, they won't okay, they need not to pay the income tax, okay, they are free from income tax. And here we can see a productivity of labor. So another topic we have in agriculture, to know more importance about agriculture. So how the food areas, okay, how it is able to meet the needs of very poor people in our country. So to understand the better condition about agriculture, so we need to know more about agriculture from before independence to till today, okay. That's what the development of agriculture is divided into three phases, okay, according to the food philosophy of India. Okay, so what are the phases means first and second, third phases we have. So in first phase, what we have to understand is, so after independence, okay. So before independence means we know that only the traditional way of agriculture we used to have. Most of the people who are the rural, they used to depend on agriculture, and the income levels are very less, okay. So because of the consequences from the Britishers rule for so many years, we have to, so the farmers used to face all the problems. So then after independence, 30 years, okay, 3 decades after independence also will comes under the first phase, okay. So here we could see that the end of the 1980s, if we see the starting of green revolution, okay, which is started. So in 1980s, when they started green revolution, they used to get more amount of production, okay, and few of the areas only. The green revolution is implemented mostly in the northern part of our country, where the water resources are available, okay, by providing high yielding varieties there, and by giving infrastructure facilities, and they started developing, okay, selectively. First of all, they selected few of the regions and they implemented that too in few crops only, okay. So in few crops like wheat and rice, okay, and potato. So we can see a rapid development there, and later it is implemented to the remaining regions of our country. So that we can understand in first phase. And second phase we'll see that after the success of green revolution, okay, what is the condition, then the complete poverty should be eradicated here, no. So we can't see any poverty, but still we can see the differences here, the differences between rich and poor. You can see second phase, if we observe that end of the 20th century, so because of the success of green revolution, the differences became more and more, okay. Some of the areas we could see the surplus production increased like anything. Okay, rapid increase we can see in the production, and they could able to see the surplus amount. Okay, few of the reasons is there like that, and some other reasons we can see. So in this reason the death rate was increased, the death rate because of lack of food. Okay, so like the differences we can observe in the second phase. And in the third phase we can see that new technology, new methods in agriculture was followed. So new methods which is balancing the ecological balance, to not to use more, okay, more amount of pesticides and fertilizers. Okay, to go for a natural way of agriculture again. Okay, so that kind of method. So we are going back again for the first phase. In that way we can observe the developments of in agriculture. So one by one topic like this we have to complete. Next we have about very important topic as land reforms. Okay, so we can expect the questions here. Okay, like by understanding the concept. Okay, conceptualized questions we can observe here. Once if you read the subject in the textbooks you can better understand. And next will class we are going to have about the land reforms. So if you like this channel, please subscribe and tell to your parents and relatives to make them to subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching. Thank you.